Welcome to the Healing Your Soul Self webinar. So I'm Stephanie Rae Pritchard, spiritual mentor, medium and healer. Formerly, I'm a biological scientist. I have a PhD. I'm a qualified life coach, spiritual medium and healer. I've had premonition since 13 years of age. I'm an author and international psychic. I've developed my own healing modality, which I call the rainbow mapping methods. I have 5 spiritual books that I've published and 2 sets of oracle cards that I've published. And I have various spiritual courses available that are self-paced. I also offer remote healings and readings. About my spiritual awakening, I had triggers, which was the birth of my daughter and a domestic violence situation. I experienced my spiritual awakening at the age of 27. I had various spirit guide warnings, and I had a day I was taking my daughter to swimming lessons. I saw 2 white butterflies out the front of my property. We left the property in the car, and on the way to the 5-minute drive to the swimming pool, I had hundreds of butterflies flying over my car. And then we had the swimming lesson for about 45 minutes. I've come home, and on the front doorstep was a single monarch butterfly, and those butterflies are my favorite. And so that for me was a symbol from my spiritual guidance team that I meant to do this work as a psychic medium, and they were happy with my awakening at that point. I see various angel numbers a lot of the time, like 1717, 1234, 1212, things like that. I've had key people in my life that have been spiritual teachers. I worked for The Circle, a psychic chat line in the UK for 6 months before starting my own business as a life coach, and then deciding to do readings and then healings remotely. So this is my latest book. It's called Soul Work, a light worker's guide to soul ascension, soul healing and soul alignment, and soul ascension and soul archetypes of what I've been taught, or what I will be talking about later in this lecture. So healing the soul self summary, we're going to talk about what is a soul, what is a spirit, what is a ministry, what is an awakening, the spiritual awakening cycle, what is the soul blueprint, healing the soul self, soul archetypes. We're going to do a practical healing exercise, the Rainbow Circle Healing Map, and then I'm going to talk to you about the Rainbow Soul Activation Program. So the soul translates loosely to the mind. The mind is not the brain. The mind is very complex, and it does not have an endpoint. The mind is made up of the subconscious, conscious, and unconscious thought processes. The soul is the subconscious part of the mind. It is guaranteed to be at times conscious in one's thoughts. However, it does not mean they listen. The conscious mind heralds ideas, logical thoughts, and emotions. It's not very creative. However, the subconscious mind is tangible through creative processes, including mediumship. The soul contains all of your natural states of being. It knows how you are, who you truly are, and what you like. It is usually stifled by parents or caregivers who think better than to let the creativity flow. We must find it again to find happiness. Mediumship heals, but it also heals you, the medium. Mediumship is not a tool for entertaining. It is a God-given gift for healing others. Many are not appreciative of such gifts and expect too much recompense rather than just allowing love to flow. Love is all there is. The soul knows that. The spirit. The spirit is the part of your being that holds your light for this life's journey. Unlike the soul, it is not forever. The spirit is ignited at birth and dies at death. You are only you once in your soul's journey, and you have lessons and blessings to give and to learn. Do not underestimate the power of your spirit. What is a ministry? All of us belong to a particular ministry. A ministry is a group of souls traveling together to complete an earth and spiritual mission. It can include spiritual realm-bound souls and souls incarnated on earth. All of the souls in the same mission are on similar planes of existence and levels of ascension. What is an awakening? A spiritual awakening occurs when the individual's soul is ready as guided by their spiritual ministry. An awakening allows the soul to evolve quicker, and the individual experiences many obvious symptoms, including questioning their existence, looking for greater understanding as to why they are on the earth, and usually experience premonitions of some kind. An awakening is usually triggered by events such as death, crisis, or trauma that the evolving soul experiences. Not all souls are destined to awaken in their lifetime and can go on to live happy and fulfilling lives. An awakened soul path is not linear. It is not the same for everyone and cannot be altered on the earth except through spiritual consultation and in conjunction with your earth ministry. What is a soul blueprint? A soul blueprint contains your overall soul's information pertaining to your lifetime now and previous lifetimes. It can be accessed with permission from your spiritual team, spiritual ministry, and higher self. Healing the soul self. Soul energies are held in the etheric template containing nothing at birth except previous lifetimes and karma, love and appreciation cycles, and cycles of destruction, as well as future incarnations, karma, cycles of destruction, and love and appreciation cycles. Also known as soul blueprints, which can be altered. The soul map is shown in gold. So you can see there in the oval, that is the soul with nothing imprinted on it for this lifetime. So now I'm going to talk to you about a little bit about my book and some aspects from my book. So my book was channeled from the Ascended Masters, Archangels, and light beings such as the Palladians. This is my idea about the dimensions and energy that where different energies sit. So we're in the physical plane where time equals 1 and space equals 1. We're in the third dimension, the earth energy. I feel like passed over loved ones are in the 4th dimension. Ascended masters and spirit guides are in the 5th dimension, and archangels and angels are in the 6th dimension. And then the God energy is at the 7th dimension, where there's no time and there's no space. And there's no time and there's no space from the 4th dimension onwards, where time is non-linear. So there are 4 main principles that I was guided to share in the book to remind you of your divinely guided life journey and for you to explore further. First of all, everyone has a soul. Secondly, using your intuition is a divine right. Thirdly, divine guidance is a divine right. And that ascension is happening both individually and collectively as the human race. It has for all time, and it will continue. So soul ascension is the awakening of a soul. And soul alignment is a process that is derived from a variety of spiritual ministries and earth ministries. The spiritual masters decide when a soul is ready for soul alignment. And then what is soul healing? Healing the etheric template of a soul incorporates past lives, the Akashic record, and this lifetime cycles of destruction and cycles of love and appreciation. So this is the spiritual awakening cycle. So you can see that it is circular and it continues ongoing throughout your lifetime. Oh, what have I done there? So we start with soul awakening. It starts at birth. It's non-linear, it's cyclic, and it's repeated throughout the lifetime. Then we have soul recognition, where the human being recognizes their ascension symptoms. So it might be a death, a crisis, or a trauma in their life. And the earth ministries and spiritual ministries involved in ascension of a particular soul at a particular time. There are 12 spiritual ministries that help to expand your gifts and align you to your soul's blueprint. The star grid is responsible for downloading to the etheric template the gifts of a soul. So next you will notice expansion of your soul gifts. Then you notice soul attunement, which is alignment with the soul gifts in the right way. Then you have soul alignment, where the soul is aligned to their blueprint, their gifts, and they're on their healing journey. So here we have the soul awakening process. So you start with the human spirit, then you have the human spirit and the soul, which is, in my view, is in the heart area. Then you have the human spirit and the soul, and they're connected to their higher self, which I believe is both your grounding energies and your spiritual energies. And then you have the human soul, spirit, the higher self, and the spiritual energies as well. So you can see that this person is channeling energies both from the ground and from above their head, and they're fully aligned to their soul blueprint. Then you have human consciousness, which I believe, you know, when we start out on Earth, we're in the third dimension. We have the ability to reach the seventh dimension once we're fully aligned. And you don't stay in the seventh dimension all the time. That can come in meditation, for example. And this is what I call an awakened soul. There's unity between the grounding energies and the spiritual energies. There's balance between the masculine and feminine energies. They have their full scope of spiritual gifts and clarity. They have strong protection and grounding, spiritual cohesion, meaning that they're receiving messages clearly, energetic coherence, which means they're in control of their own energy, and soul alignment, which means that they're doing in their life what they should be. So this is colours and energy. So you can see at a lower 300 nanometers, there's a higher vibration and a faster energy. So that's something like a violet colour. When you have a 900 nanometer wave, it's a lower vibration and a slower energy. So during the last 7 years, there are various soul archetypes that I've come up with that I'm going to talk about in the next few slides. So the 6 soul archetypes I've noticed in my healing work, there's no hierarchy, but there are various roles that the different healers have in their soul missions. So this first one is soul activator. So they have a rainbow and white aura. So they're here working with the highest dimensions. They're strong healers and have great perception. They have the capacity to work from the mind, the body, and the spirit to use their psychic gifts. Then we have equalizers. Equalizers have purple and red auras. So they are leaders, guides, and facilitators of healing, and they experience higher perception and have all psychic gifts. Then we have transformers, which are blue and green auras. They can communicate through spirit to heal others. They are mostly clairaudient, but they may have other psychic gifts. And then we have visionaries. They have blue and green auras. They're highly social and work from the heart to heal others. They are clairvoyant, but may not be consciously aware of it. So it's particularly people with pink and green auras have prophetic dreams and stuff like that. So then we have transformers and transmitters and receivers. Everyone is. You're continuously sending energy out and pulling energy back into your spiritual energy field. So now I'd like you to pause this video, get a piece of paper and a red and blue pencil. So in this technique, I'm going to show you, it's called the Rainbow Circle Healing Map. It aligns the auras and chakras so they're connected optimally, and it can help you to heal your spiritual energy field and know what's going on and why you are getting the blockages in your spiritual energy field. So I'd like you to draw these concentric circles here. So 4 concentric circles on the paper. And then from there, I want you to add a horizontal and a vertical line. Do that again. And do that again. So then I want you to label the map, starting at the first part here. So the crown, third eye, the throat, the heart, the solar plexus, the sacral, the root chakra, then the physical plane, the emotional plane, the mental plane, the spiritual plane, and the earth star. You might like to pause the video until you've done that correctly. I just want to say to you that if you notice in each pie chart, in each pie, there are 4 layers, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so that's what this slide shows. There are 4 layers. So the outside layer of the circle is 1, and the inside layer is 4. So they're called the base layer, the sub layer, the mid layer, and the top layer, and they correspond to the etheric template. That is what we're working with. Okay, so I want you to have your blue pencil as a yes and your red pencil as a no. Okay, so now I'm going to take you through an exercise to ground and protect your energy. So when you're ready, close your eyes. Imagine a white light above your head, coming down through the crown chakra, down through your third eye and around your head, down through your throat, around your shoulders and down through the heart chakra, the solar plexus chakra, the sacral chakra and the root chakra, and seeing that white light traveling down to the bottoms of your feet, imagining that white light turning into a tree root and attaching to the bottoms of your feet and going down, down, down into the center of the earth and wrapping around the gigantic clear quartz crystal that is there. And when you are ready, I want you to look at the physical plane segment on the paper and ask yourself, is the physical plane optimal? If you get a yes, color the whole segment blue. If no, ask which layer is not optimal. And if you get a 1, then you color in the outside of that segment. So remember, if you get no, color it in red. Then we're going to explain or ask for the next emotional plane? Is the emotional plane optimal? If yes, color the whole segment blue. If no, ask which layer is not optimal. 1, 2, 3, or 4. And color no in red. Then moving along, ask, is the physical plane optimal? If yes, color the whole segment blue. If no, ask which layer is not optimal. 1, 2, 3, or 4. And color that segment in red. And then next, I want you to ask, is the spiritual plane optimal? If yes, color the whole segment blue. If no, ask which layer is not optimal. 1, 2, 3, or 4. And color that segment in red. So for the sections where you got not optimal, you need to ask which chakras for the physical plane are not optimal. And then ask which etheric layers in the corresponding chakra. So, for example, if you had the physical plane not optimal, you would ask which chakras for the physical plane are not optimal. And then you might sense the solar plexus. And then so go to the solar plexus on the circle chart and ask which etheric layers in the solar plexus are not optimal, and color that in with your red pencil. And continue this for every single plane that you got not optimal. Then when you are finished, shade the rest of the circle in blue as its optimum. And then ask, are there any other issues of significance? So the chakra regions with a no response, you need to say this out loud. The chakra regions with a no response are to be cleared on all levels, in all time, space, and frequency to optimum health now. And then clap. And then we'll do the grounding ritual again. So imagine a white light above your head coming down through the crown chakra, down through your third eye, around your head, down past your throat, around your shoulders, down past your heart, the solar plexus, the sacral and the root chakra, traveling down your legs to the bottoms of your feet, and imagining that white light turning into a tree root, attaching to the bottoms of your feet and going down, down, down to the center of the earth and wrapping around the gigantic clear quartz crystal that is there. That completes the Rainbow Circle Healing Map. And you can use this technique daily, if you like, to understand what's going on in your spiritual energy field and to slowly heal your soul self. So I wanted to talk to you about my Rainbow Soul Activation Program. So today I've given you a little taster of what the program would be like. So we go through the soul ascension cycle and we figure out where you fit. We look at the concepts of the spirit realm and how you can connect with spirit guides, ancestors, archangels, ascended masters, and more. We look at your most dominant spiritual gift and how you can deepen your gifts to explore universal consciousness. We look at the soul archetypes and their relevance to soul healing and which one you are on the earth to do. So how the soul archetype relates to various healing roles on earth, specific to you. And there are various reflection questions to explore your soul work. And I offer this program for $777, and a payment plan is available on request. This is the program in more detail. So we start off looking at soul alignment, and you use the soul workbook as a, chapter by chapter reference for this program. So the first week we do the soul work introductions, where we go through the introduction chapter in the book, which is quite extensive. And we have live calls where we'll do introductions. We'll look at chakra healing and aura visualization. Week 2, we look at soul activations. Week 3, we look at soul blueprints, and you'll get a 90-minute one-to-one soul purpose reading where we do some soul blueprint activations. And week 4, we look at the soul archetypes. Week 5, we look at soul healing. So we do the rainbow resonance mapping techniques one-to-one, and there are 2 sessions per person that week for them. So we'll do the rainbow circle healing map in real time together. We will do the other techniques, the zigzag technique together. And yeah, we'll explore various techniques one-to-one. Then there was 5 weeks to look at soul ascension. So we look at soul relationships. And in this week, there's a wellness activity that we'll explore. And you'll also get a 60-minute mediumship session where we look at higher soul lessons and integration through soul family and ancestral lineage. So we look at your ancestors and your soul family. So it's around soul relationships. And then week 10, we look at soul knowledge, where you have a 90-minute one-to-one light code activation and find your element session. And then week 12, we'll look at soul connection. So week 11 will be a break. And so that concludes Healing Your Soul Self webinar. I hope you've enjoyed it. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to send me a message. Bye.